I wanted to actually ask you, what do you think about Canada? Let's talk politics.
Let's talk politics. To be honest with you, I'm going to be completely honest. You know what? A lot of people, when the elections happened, actually, it's funny. A lot of people messaged me on Instagram and said, we would love for you to talk about the elections on your podcast. Because they were like, the way you talk about it is very like clear and like...
It is.
They liked it, so they were like, we would love, especially a lot of conservatives who thought that like they couldn't voice their opinions were like, oh, could you talk about it on your podcast? Honestly, I think right now Canada's headed in first of all, I love Canada. Like, I've had opportunities where, I've moved to Chicago and I stayed there for a few years. I had a great life there. I could have stayed there and had a beautiful life, but I wanted to come back because I associate Canada with being, like, my home. But honestly, I think Canada's headed in a really, really fucked up direction, especially when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
And I also think that people are... Like, I'm really disappointed in the elections. I really don't think... And I said this on my Instagram. I've voted Liberal before. I'm not a Liberal or a Conservative. I look at these things like, this is the state of the country right now. What do I need? What is each platform offering? Who are each of these candidates? And then I think, who could best help Canada right now? And a few years ago, the answer to that question was the Liberals. So I picked Liberals. This was a few years back. But right now, it was not the time to pick Liberals again, in my opinion. It was time to pick people who are fiscally conservative, people who are going to come into the office and actually prioritize bringing money into Canada. So giving rich people an incentive to come to Canada and build businesses and employ people and put money into our economy. I think we needed that right now.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people are worried about like, oh, what about socially? Like, I don't want to lose my rights. I don't want to whatever. First of all, I'm going to say this to the camera, so I'm looking straight at you guys. Socially speaking, they don't give a fuck about any of us. None of them. The Liberals, Conservatives, socially, they both don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So I think if it comes down to that, it's just all a bunch of lies anyways. But also, it's a lot of like fear. Ooh, the Conservatives are going to come and kick out the immigrants. And like, especially because of what's happening right now with Trump in the States, Canadians were scared. They're like, if we vote Conservative, we're bringing Trump to Canada. And it's like, oh, you voted Liberal. Now we're taking Canada to Trump. Like, you know what I mean? So I think these things are like a lot of brainwashing. And I think people don't think critically. You live every day. You know how much gas is. You know what the average job pay is. You know what the average rent is. Knowing all of these things, what do we need? Money, motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, in that sense, I just feel like people need to think and not be so emotional.
And be more educated about these things.
Yeah, because social media makes you scared. Like... all over my TikTok page was Canadians when the election was happening talking about, oh my God, Trump coming to Canada. Oh no, like Trump is going to be like this. Pierre is just like Trump and this and that. And it's like, stop the fear mongering. They're politicians. They're all liars.
Yeah, they're all liars. Yeah.
Which one of these liars can we hold accountable for the longest amount of time, So I don't know. What about you? Who did you vote for?
So I vote with it's there are two type of people, I think. The one that they think about themselves and they vote, and the ones that they think about Canada, and like the future of Canada, like you, and they vote. And this election, I was selfish, and I vote because what I was thinking is good for my business. I vote Conservative, and because I believe that it's gonna help the industry that I'm in a way. I hope I was right or wrong in this case because they didn't win. But that's also another thing. And also the other group of people are the uneducated people, the people under influence of like social media, like you said, and they go vote.
There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that even in the people that I spoke with, that I was like, because I'm really honest about these kind of things. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if people are like, oh, you're a conservative, you hate gays and lesbians. It's like, I know I don't, so I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, But like a lot of people that I spoke to, they didn't have an opinion one way or another. It was just like, I'm a liberal, so I vote liberal. And I was like, okay, what is a liberal?
What is a liberal? Yeah.
And they're like, like I enjoy freedom. Like I have I swear to God, one of my friends said this. I have a liberal temperament. I like freedom. And I was like, okay, well, if you like freedom, first of all, same.
Yeah.
Second of all, who in the history of humanity has equated more government interference with freedom? Conservatives want less government interference. If anything, the interference is, at least like in this election specifically, it was a lot of things that were related to finances, Canada's economy, this, that, whatever. Everything else about kicking out immigrants and doing this and doing that were things that people were saying.
Yeah.
Most of the platform of the Conservatives was just a matter of bringing the economy back. You know? And like, I personally am a fan of like no government like minimal government interference. Letting people have autonomy and make decisions for themselves without involving the law and the whatever. So in that sense, I'm like, liberals don't give you more freedom. Liberals want to enhance government entanglement in your life. Even free speech. Oh, freedom. When I think freedom, the first thing that comes to my mind is free speech.
Yeah.
But what free speech? Free speech is supposed to be free speech for everybody. For me, for you, for liberals, for conservatives, for everybody.
That's true, yeah.
You know, but liberals, unfortunately, for the most part now, only want to hear other liberals talk. And it's like, bro, there's a whole other category of people that have opinions too, you know? And that pisses me off. But yeah, see, now you got me on your favorite topic, politics.
Yeah, politics, yeah.
So what about soccer?
So
I'm just going down the list of things you don't want to talk about. Do you watch soccer?
No. I don't, no.
Do you watch sports? Do you even lift, bro?
I do, like, I love swimming. I am a swimmer. I don't look at my belly now. Laughing too hard. But I love sport. I respect sports. I always wanted to be a basketball player when I was a kid. Yeah, but when I was growing up, I had these problems with my knee. So I actually, my mom didn't let me.
Every guy says that.
Yeah. So that's why I started swimming, actually. I took swimming more.
Joints.
Yeah. I actually, well, one thing, the reason I started, my mom, she used to have a kindergarten back home. That was his, like what she used to do. So since I was a kid, I would go, I had the swimming classes there. So, and she always wanted me to learn swimming since I was a kid, like, because she didn't get the chance to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, she wanted me to do that. And I love swimming. I am a swimmer, but I do a lot of sports, other sports.
Can you teach me how to swim? I don't know how to swim.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
I'm actually terrified of the water.
I actually did training, back home. Like, I had people that used to train.
Really?
Yeah, but I couldn't be a teacher because of my age. I wasn't still at that age that I could. But like, I was what do you call it? Like, assistants to my teacher.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But this is the thing, right? It's not just that I don't know how to swim. I'm terrified.
Okay.
Like, I'm scared. Do you remember we went boating? Like, just recently when we went boating and you brought the jet skis and me and Pootie were going on the jet skis and whatever. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
I was wearing like 2 life jackets and I was like hanging onto the side of the boat and everybody was like passing me along like a toy.
Why? Why are you scared of? You were scared of drowning? Are you scared of death?
Okay, I'm not scared of death.
Okay.
I welcome death.
I'm sure.
I want to die. No. What a deep thought I went into.
I actually want to know if you could share that with us.
Don't get me started about death. I'm such a fan of like thinking about death. Is that a weird thing to say?
Yes. Yes, it is.
But not in like a morbid way. Bro, it's so interesting. What do you mean we go through all of this and then we die?
We die. Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you mean I still wake up every day and fucking get stressed out and have anxiety and I pay taxes every year so I can die?
So yeah, do you want that to rip it, or you want that to end somewhere? That stress.
First of all, I would want that to not be the case. I would rather like actually I don't know.
You get
But
tired
it's
of
just
that.
stupid, bro. Like what like and I don't know where I go.
Oh yeah, you don't know. Well, where do you go when you sleep?
Where do I go when I dream a lot.
That's good actually. I used to dream a lot. I don't now. That's
Do
it.
you
That's
smoke a lot of weed?
uh, not now.
When you
Before you.
smoke weed, you stop dreaming.
I know. It's
Yeah.
not just that. Also, I think it has a. It's about your brain too. What you think, what you go through, what it
You
goes
don't
through.
dream that much?
I do, but not as much as before.
Do you remember your dreams?
Yeah, I remember my nightmares when I was a kid.
I have
Yeah.
really bad nightmares all the time.
Oh, I lot time. No, the mine stopped. Like now, I get once or twice a year.
No, I get it a lot. Do you ever get like that thing that like sits on top of you and you can't get up? What do you call that?
Bakhtak, they call it bakhtak in Iran, in Persian, I think.
Yeah, backpack. What is it in English?
It's,
I don't know, but these are looking really good. I'm looking at these.
I don't know what they call it in English. I don't have.
But this is the thing, right? You asked me. Okay, now that we're on the topic of death, it's not that I think about death in like a morbid way. I'm not like here every day like, oh my god, we're gonna die. I'm not like that at all. But it's such a crazy concept to me that we take life so seriously and we're gonna die. Like, bro, think about it. If you know how a movie is gonna end, are you still gonna sit there and be like, oh my god, this movie's so scary? Like, you know how it's gonna end.
Yeah, but an interesting movie. You watch it a couple of times. So even though I know how it's gonna end, but I still watch it sometimes.
Yeah, but that's the exciting parts. The exciting parts you can relive over and over again. But in terms of like a scary movie or a sad movie, because I'm thinking about like the sad things in life or the negative things in life, right? Like stress, whatever. If you know how the movie is gonna end, you're not gonna be scared anymore. You know how the fucking movie's gonna end.
Yeah, but like in life, you shouldn't focus on the sad thing. I think it's actually should be opposite. You should focus on the more positive things, the more happiness you're gonna have, and then like with those that hard days, it's like you can get over those days.
But I agree with that. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying. I'm saying like we know how it's gonna end. We're all gonna die. So why the fuck are we so stressed? For what? Who even cares if you voted liberal or conservative? We're all gonna die.
That's why I don't like politics. That's one of the main reasons I don't get myself involved in that.
Why? Because we're all gonna die?
No, but it's because okay, you have your opinion. Either you like you get like people vote for what you care, or I mean what you think it's the right thing, or they don't. If they don't, you shouldn't care. If they do, still you shouldn't care.
I used to think that way when I was like younger, but now that I'm older and I actually like am like I pay my own rent and my own whatever, I'm like, bro, something's gotta give. Cause this shit, like people are working 6-7 days a week and don't even have time to spend the money they make.
Yeah.
And it's just like most people, and it's like they go to work every single day just to be able to afford to live. Like not like live like have a good like life, like live as in like survive.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a horrible quality of life. That's why I care about politics. That's why like to me, because it's like, bro, there's got to be more to life than just paying bills and fucking dying.